Chris Cote, Mitchell Salazar, Rosie Hodge has joined us in the booth, and we started off with Crosby Colapinto. This is a local hero right here from San Clemente, California. Crosby Colapinto dodged the cut. Take a look at this early paddle. That was just a gentle paddle battle.
I mean, they're kind of getting into it, but I think Cross had better positioning for the left, and as you can see right here, ends up going right, and that's a great combination of maneuvers right there, especially that blow tail at the end. And I know Dimitri was looking to be the deeper one right there, but I'm personally one of those guys, Rosie, that if it's kind of doubtful at the beginning of the heat, you just got to let it go. There's too much time to serve.
That was such a sell, too, because you saw Crosby's eye line just looking left and just almost baiting Dimitri into the fact that he was going to go left, obviously fakes right. But this quick transition through these two maneuvers was so impressive. And just Crosby knows this wave and this lineup so well. And it's hard when you're coming in
the final event of the Aussie Treble. And here's our first look at our wild card, the highest ranked surfer in the North America division, Dimitri Poulos, up in Ventura, California. Dimitri, an incredible surfer, really good kid.
Would be now into someone's local break to try and oust them out of a wave off the bat.
I mean, look at the style here. I mean, the flow, the power. Dimitri Poulos on that Timmy Patterson surfboard, everything just looking so nice and clean and sharp.
Yeah, and he's very quick, too. Regionally in California, 3,000 event of Pismos. We look at Jordy going left, Chris.
Yeah, there's a different color flying down the line. That's the yellow jersey. That signifies Jordy is your current world number one. Surfing free, surfing, having fun, smiling, loose. This is a brand new Jordy Smith. Well, now he's the boss. World number one. Rosie, looking at this wave from Jordy, this is him just still warming up. He seems to be able to escalate through these heats all the way to the end.
I think Jordy, what's won him so many events out here is his timing and his tempo on this wave. And you can tell as he took off on that wave, he kind of waited for it to stand up and just looking so loose off the top too. I love the way that he kind of eases through that bottom turn and then there gets the release and just follows it up with a lot of speed, a lot of connection on this left-hander. And like you said, it's not often we see Jordy go left, so it is like a nice little point of difference almost for the judges just to see that easy read and style that he has on his backhand.
Refreshing for sure, and riding a swallowtail here, so a lot of hold on that thing, Chris.
Was that good as an amateur surfer, so it's great to see him really stepping it up to the highest level, going against the best of the best, Jordy Smith.
I like this wave, Rosie. Personally, I just, as you said, it gets repetitive.
Split peak, so this is another look at Dimitri's wave. Nice, smooth style on that rail. He's got that low center gravity. This wave kind of, I love how glassy it's gotten this morning.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw that little bit of south puff up. Now it's sheet glass. I think we're going to see these conditions just continue to just improve. And Dimitri, unfortunately, doesn't get too much of a dynamic finish there, so a lot of downtime through the middle of that wave.
Over and over again, I don't mind him going left and then Cross right behind him. It seems like it's going to be a throwaway score, though.
Good surfing.
Yeah, that morning sickness now turning into brunch time slickness. Look at this glassy, oily face in Crosby Colapinto. Usually a turn that is his absolute bread and butter goes awry.
They won the national championship for the U.S.
I was
board
building
riders.
up to start talking about
but there is talent all across not only SoCal, but you go up to the Bay Area, too, in Santa Cruz. All those kids rip.
Is always going to be tough. So many good surfers. Here's one of them, Crosby Colapinto. But again, sometimes it feels like San Clemente is its own island of talent. Called it the San Clemente Cyclone for a little bit. I thought that was going to stick. It really didn't. They didn't really latch on.
Right here, looking at another right, Rosie.
Yeah, Cross only needing, like a mid-range 3, an upper echelon 3. So he almost drifts the fins there, almost loses it. I wonder what the judges are going to think of that loss of control. But it was looking good with that first maneuver. But this is the hard part with Trestles. This middle section is kind of pushing you out onto the open face. Crosby kind of switching up.
I think maybe if one of them came up with it.
Throw it out there more. Maybe it does.
Jordy Smith now, 4 minutes, 35 seconds to go. A little stuck in the whitewater right there. It comes around. So 3 waves ridden right there. I don't really remember any of them.
Jordy on this wave. I think these waves in a free surf super fun, like when you get one of these nuggets, but it's a little bit more tricky when they're pushing you out to see, like I say, a little bit of a steeper south on this angle. Didn't really have that steep section out the back for Jordy to really attack. They're only looking to replace, like you said, Valor the backup. There's like those mid-range threes that they have on the scoreboard.
It was a whip to start for Dimitri.
Well, okay.
That was a pretty good combo. So with 3 minutes to go.
Jordy, he's got to go.
All right, here we go. Jordy Smith. Trying to make me eat my words to drop a big number here. 2 great slashes to start. And this is just textbook Jordy Smith style surfing. That is a double foam climb. A rarity right there. He likes
just because of how good it was. As you said, nothing really stood out, but we talk about a small wave surf just very well right here. Down the line snap, much better right there. And I love the way he just releases the fins right here, brings it all the way around. And make sure to bring the tempo down. As you said, Rosie, a lot of those waves push you outside of the open face. He stayed back a little bit.
3.83 is what he's trying to beat. Meanwhile, Dimitri, he comes it's a little too wild there at the end of that wave. So with 10 seconds left,
Maybe.
Crosby Colapinto holds the lead for now. He's going to most likely go left on this wave. And that's going to be just his Uber into the beach. So at the moment, Crosby Colapinto in the lead, but we're waiting for scores. Jordy Smith looking for a 5.32.
Scores in, last up yellow, 5.33.
You're kidding.
First the heat, Jordy Smith
Just-
with the win.
Yes, he flipped it. You got both of you are exactly right. Pretty much did as much as you could have done on that wave, but did enough. Judges giving the edge to Jordy Smith.